Good evening, everybody. Happy Black History Month. If you were here yesterday, the room looks a little bit different. We can't take credit, but we want to say Happy Black History Month and see all the things on the table. Welcome to Southwest Dallas County Alumnae Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated Candidate Forum. We are so excited to have you here. Please give yourselves a round of applause for taking part in your own civic duty. We're excited to hear from our candidates tonight and hear more about them and their platform. We have a couple of housekeeping items for you. If you look around the room, you'll see these cameras, right? That means we're being recorded. This event is being live streamed, and so anyone can watch it. If you want to tell your friends and family at home, they can go to the Southwest Dallas County Alumni Chapter's Facebook page and watch right along with you. So I'll give you a chance to text that out to everybody. Delta Sigma Theta is a 501c7 organization and does not endorse candidates. This is a nonpartisan event. Everyone was invited to participate. So lend us your ears and listen to these candidates. We have a couple more housekeeping items. So Ashante Pittman-Hobbs has a couple of announcements for emergency response.
Good evening, everyone. Our goal is to make this a safe and enjoyable event. If you can take a moment to identify the exit signs closest to you. In the event of an evacuation, we would ask you to proceed calmly to those exits, and we would meet outside in front of the basketball court to make sure everyone in the room is accounted for. In the event that we have to shelter in place, we ask everyone to remain in their seats, and someone from the event staff and ERT would give further instructions. Right outside this door, down the hall, adjacent to the restroom, is a fire extinguisher and an AED device. In the event of a medical emergency, please let a member of ERT or event staff know so that 911 can be dispatched accordingly and aid can be rendered until first responders are present. As a reminder, last but not least, safety is teamwork. So if you could please look to the person to your left and to your right, look them into the eyes and tell them if they see something, please say something. Thank you.
Thank you, Sora. Next, I would like to invite up our chapter president, Sora Maya Bangora.
Good evening. As she said, my name is Maya Bangor, and I proudly serve as the president of the Southwest Dallas County Alumni Chapter. If you are a lady and a member of Delta Sigma Theta, please stand up in the room. This is civic engagement. This is social action at work, and a good majority of these women in the room are responsible for putting on this two-day forum that took place last night and tonight. So at this time, I'd like to say thank you for your hard work and commitment and for continuing the efforts of social action in our community. You may be seated. To share a little bit more about the Southwest Dallas County Alumni Chapter, we service 5 areas: DeSoto, Duncanville, Lancaster, Cedar Hill, Wilmer, and Hutchins. I want to say thank you to our community members who are watching online or who are in the room tonight. This is what taking your civic duties your civic responsibilities, this is what that looks like, right? Being actively engaged and informed. To the candidates that will share information with us tonight, thank you for taking that charge. Thank you for answering the call, and thank you for pushing forward so that we can create a more inclusive environment for everyone to exist in. If you have any questions or if you're looking to find out any more information about the Southwest Dallas County Alumni Chapter, as Akila said earlier, you can follow us on Facebook or Instagram at the Southwest Dallas County Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta. Thank you, sit back, relax, and let's have an enjoyable evening. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm gonna repeat myself and I'm gonna say this at the end, but I would be remiss if I didn't say, please make a plan for voting. Early voting starts when? February 17th. Y'all remember that date. The last day to apply for a mail-in ballot is February 20th. The last day for early voting is February 27th. And what is March 3rd? Election Day. So make a plan, get your sample ballots, study the candidates, look them up so that when you get to the polls, you're ready to go, okay? Now I'd like to introduce our moderator. Please help me welcome Allison Ray Lawson Robinson, a Dallas native, award-winning entrepreneur, and dynamic speaker. She's a former 7-Eleven franchise owner and CEO of Ray Lawson Enterprise, now the founder of Journey Vending, a content creator and social media strategist. Allison is passionate about empowering youth, entrepreneurship, and community service through Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. She's a proud wife and mom of 3 who loves inspiring others to chase their dreams. Let's give her a warm welcome.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. How's everybody doing today? Good. I'm asking you one more time. I need some energy today. How's everybody doing today? Good. All right. My best friend's in the audience. Okay. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Can anybody raise their hand who was here yesterday? I just want to make sure. All right, all right, all right. Okay, I would like to remind everybody that I am an entertainer and I am a host, but I am not a comedian. So you will hear the same jokes I said yesterday and you all will laugh like you heard it for the first time. All right, all right. Okay, well, welcome, welcome. I'm going to read exactly what they asked me to read. Here goes my professional moment, so nobody can act confused at the end of the day, all right? Today's forum is designed to give candidates the opportunity to introduce themselves, share their beliefs and priorities, and respectfully ask for your vote. The event is not a debate. Turn to your neighbor and say, it's not a debate.
It's not a debate.
All right. It is not intended for confrontation, personal attacks, or mudslinging. We ask all candidates to keep their remarks focused on their own platform, qualifications, and vision for the community. All the candidates are expected to avoid referencing or attacking opponents, refrain from negative campaigning, speak only when recognized, and follow moderator direction. I am the moderator. I also have 3 children, so I know how to say so just remember that, okay? All right. Failure to maintain decorum may result in removal from the forum. There will be no audience questions during the stage program. After candidates leave the stage, you will have the opportunity to speak with them individually at their tables. Thank you to all of the candidates and our community for helping us maintain a respectful and informative forum. All right? All right, now you know what time it is. Let's get loose, all right. I have on these heels, but like yesterday, I was telling them, only certain events can get me to wear heels, but only few can get me to keep them on, all right? So, since I don't see Michelle or Barack, I'm gonna go ahead and take my shoes off and put my sneakers on. And while I'm doing this, can I please have all the candidates to the front? Everybody stand up there for me, please. All the candidates to the front. Don't be nervous now. All right. So, like yesterday, come on, slide on down, Ms. Cook, slide on down. There we go. All right, like we said yesterday, I read all of that to say that we're gonna keep it cute and classy. All right, cute and classy. Y'all know what that means? All right, I need everybody to turn to their neighbor on the right and say, we're gonna keep it cute and classy. I need everybody to turn to their neighbor on the left and say, we're gonna keep it cute and classy. Now I need y'all to look at me and say, Allison, we're gonna keep it cute and classy. And like my pastor Zan Wesley Holmes used to say, let's see. All right. So we're gonna shake it up just a little bit. I do social media content for a few politicians. Yesterday I could say they're not in the room, but actually one of them is in the room today. But I do social media content for politicians, and I always say, I love what you're saying, but who are you behind closed doors, right? Who are you? Are you genuine enough for me to want to vote for you? Okay, so yesterday we played Truth or Dare. Today we're gonna tell 2 truths and a lie. No, I'm just kidding, we're not doing that. I was just trying to see who's scared and who wasn't. All right, we're gonna play this or that again, okay? I got some different ones and I got the same ones because we need to know this from our candidates. And just feel free to yell it out whenever I say this or that, okay? And audience, please feel free to also yell it out, all right? Because everybody needs to get loose, okay? All right. Grits or cream of wheat? Cream of wheat. It's okay. Cake or pie? Cake or pie, okay. All right. Cornbread or dinner rolls? Cornbread. Now, you were kind of, depending on what you eat. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. Homemade meals or takeout? Homemade. Now, ma'am, now. I was expecting you to say, you look like you could throw down. I was expecting you to say cook, but okay. Let me see what else I got. Call or text? Okay. Let me see. Morning person or night owl? Everybody's a night owl. Okay. None of y'all got kids? Y'all just out here free balling it in life? All right. GPS or I know a shortcut. Yes. I knew you were a shortcut. I knew it was coming. Do you like to read a book or watch a movie? Read a book. Okay. You like to read books? Yeah, no, it takes too much time. Let me see. Do you like music in the car or silence? Music in the car. Now, the way you said it makes me feel like you listen to gangster music in the car. What kind of...
My AM station don't work.
Okay. Comedy or drama?
Drama.
Okay. I'm a Law and Order girl myself, actually. Okay. Do you plan everything or do you go with the flow?
Go with the flow.
It depends on what? See, you're supposed to be a ride or die. You asking questions. The answer is this or that, not this or that dependent. Okay. All right. Let me see what else. I'm gonna ask one more before I get down to the best 2. Sweet or salty? Salty. Yeah. My best friend, what you saying? I need something sweet. All right. Okay, now like I said yesterday, I have 2 questions left, and they're gonna determine whether or not I vote for you. So I need you to be very mindful of what's about to happen, okay? iPhone or Android? Now, Kiki. What you have?
iPhone.
Oh, yeah, then, okay. Oh, you might get my vote. Okay. All right. Oh, I want to throw a real one in there, another one in there. When you go on vacation, do you like to relax or do you like to explore? You know what? I knew you were going to say explore. I knew you were. I knew it. I said to myself, he's going to say explore. Okay. And the last one, but certainly not least, because this is the most important one. It is. You know from yesterday. It's the most important one. Don't cut up today, okay? All right. This is the most important one. Do you like salt and pepper and butter in your grits? Or do you like sugar?
No sugar.
Who said sugar up here? I knew it was going to be you. I knew it. All right, everybody give yourself a round of applause. All right, y'all can go ahead and sit back down for me. Everybody loose? All right. Now that we have learned who likes to eat grits how, the right way or the wrong way,
That's right.
and who should probably follow their GPS a little bit more, and who should add some comedy into his life, let's get into why we are seriously here, okay? So, the format. Each candidate will participate in 3 time segments. 2-minute opening statement, 1-minute response to a prepared position question, and 2-minute closing statement. Let me correct myself. 1-minute response to 2 prepared position questions, all right? Because they said y'all were important, so they said y'all get 2 questions, all right? All right. Time limits will be strictly enforced. The timekeepers will provide a visual. Where's my timekeepers with the signs? All right. Oh, now I got 2 Kiki Palmers. Okay. 1-minute warning is going to be green. All right. A 30-second warning is going to be white. And then a stop warning is going to be red. And that is when the Sandman comes out and tells you to stop, okay? All right. There will also be a digital timer at the table in front of the stage. Right there. Perfect. All right, are we ready? Okay. We are first going to do our elevator pitch, or our 2-minute introduction. Go ahead for me. All right. When you see your picture, you can begin. When you see your picture, you can begin. I tell you. Now, you want my vote or not?
Is this working? Okay, working now. By the way, I just want to let you know, I've never had sugar and grits, okay? That's number 1. Number 2, when you said all Deltas stand, Sally Crusoe, who's in Houston, who's 98, she might have needed a little assistance to get up, but she would have stood up with everybody else. So, how about that?
Okay.
Yeah, my name is John Crusoe. I'm your Dallas County District Attorney, and I have been since January 21 of 2019. When I started running for this office back in 2018 or 2017, I made a promise to the community on many aspects of criminal justice reform, and I have kept each and every one of those promises on criminal justice reform. And in addition to that, though I took lots of state and national criticism for looking out for us, who are most often victimized in the criminal justice system, I did not back down. I did not change my mind, and I kept the policies, and we are where we are today. We're in a safer community. Thank you. We're in a safer community. 5 years in a row, violent crime has gone down. And we're the best office in the state of Texas in addressing violent crime. But what else have we done? 90% of the people every year in Dallas County when I came into office who were arrested for misdemeanor marijuana were people of color. I compared 2018 to 2025, the year before I got in office and now. We've reduced that by 74%. Those are our kids, our children, less victimized by the system. Also, mental health. I just want to touch on this. I only have 30 seconds. We have made a division of 4 people into 24 people, and we have a 15 to 20% rearrest rate, where the national average is 50 to 70%. So we have delivered. I have a lot more to say, as you know. I've done a lot more. You can go to my website, johncrusoecampaign.com, and see. But we've delivered our promises. We've done it with dignity, and we've done it with respect. Thank you.
Soror. Thank you.
All right, good evening, everyone. So I come greeting you with D9 love. I'm a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, and I appreciate the opportunity this evening. I'm running for Dallas County DA because of history. In the 1980s, well, the 60s through the 80s, the Dallas County DA's office utilized a manual that taught prosecutors how to rid undesirable jurors. Those were people of color, they were educated women, and they were people that held certain religious beliefs. Fast forward to 1986. Thomas Miller L. was convicted of capital murder. And in 2005, the US Supreme Court overturned that conviction because they said, and actually condemned Dallas County DA's office in 2005 for systemic racial discrimination and excluding Black people from juries, right? They said it wasn't one incident, that it was a systemic, cultural,
deal that was happening throughout the time in Dallas County, okay? Now, fast forward to 2007, Mr. Watkins became DA, and he created the first conviction integrity unit. Now, 18 years after the US Supreme Court condemned the Dallas County DA's office for racial discrimination in selecting jurors, I find myself on the bench in 2023, where we have missing evidence in cases. 113 murder cases were audited by DPD, and 572 videos were deleted. I'm running because the culture in the systems don't change because time passes. They change because you have leadership that is courageous enough to confront them. It's not about merely managing a DA's office, it's about acknowledging that the system needs to be rebuilt. Thank you.
All right, we're gonna get into some questions. I'm going to start with Ms. Amber. In your opinion, what is the role of the district attorney?
The role of the DA is to seek justice. And actually, the DA is the only person in the courtroom that the US Supreme Court spoke to and assigned a duty. They said your job is to do justice. The oath that a prosecutor takes is that if they can't prove the case, they don't proceed with the case. And so one of the things that I'll bring to the DA's office is the evidence-ready prosecution standard. I will make sure at intake that we make a notation of the evidence that is needed at the time of arrest. And we also look at the case and figure out, do we have investigative steps that still need to be taken? At 60 days, we'll notate what evidence is missing, update defense counsel with disclosures and the victims. So time is not merely passing, we're being productive with how we start the case. And at 90 days, you make the decision. Do you decline to proceed with the case? Do you proceed and present it to grand jury? Or do you ask for an extension because it's necessary, because you need additional evidence?
All right, my next question is gonna go to Mr. Cruzo. What are some things you do throughout the year, and not solely during election season, to engage the community?
We have a Citizen Prosecutor Academy every year, number one. We have an advisory board, number two. And also, as a matter of course, and probably many of you here have attended it, but we have something we call the Justice Tour that we do all across the Metroplex area, at least in Dallas County. I said Metroplex. And what we're really doing is not so much for me, even though I host it, it's really for the judges or the judicial candidates, because they're down ballot and they're not as well known as somebody like myself. So what my goal is to help the community learn who their judges are or who they will be by doing that. And so we do that 4 times a year in addition to the other things I spoke of.
All right, y'all are doing a good job at keeping with the time. All right, we're gonna go back to Miss Amber Gibbons. I'm going to ask you one more question. How would you decide when incarceration makes communities safer and when it doesn't?
I think that's the evidence. Justice is a chameleon, right? And the issue I find most often is that we take a cookie cutter approach to justice, right? What fits in one instance may not fit in the other. And I believe that public safety isn't just the idea of whether or not you feel safe walking out to your car this evening. Public safety is whether or not you trust the system enough to call the police, cooperate with the prosecutors, and believe that justice eventually will be done. Thank you.
All right, and one final question for Mr. Cruzo. Who do you believe the district attorney ultimately answers to, and how should the community hold you accountable?
Well, I think the district attorney answers to the community, to the voters. We don't have in the state of Texas, like some states, like the attorney general will appoint district attorneys. That is a system, but not here. The attorney general has no relationship to us. In fact, he tried to put some rules on us. Myself, Bexar County sued him, and we won. And so what we are accountable to are each and every one of you, the people who vote in Dallas County. And that's why I'm proud to be standing up for election and asking you for your vote one more time. Thank you.
All right. Everybody satisfied with those answers? No, I'm just kidding. All right, we're gonna go through and give our last 1 minute approach as to why we should vote for you. All right, Ms. Gibbons, you go first.
So I'm asking for your support because Dallas County, oh, I'm sorry, can we?
It's two, just kidding, it's 2 minutes. Go ahead and put that back on the, my apologies.
That's okay.
Yesterday, we ended up going to 1 minute, yeah, okay. We're good? All right, go ahead.
All right. So I'm asking for your support in my candidacy for Dallas County DA's office because I believe that Dallas County deserves a DA that is accountable to the people year-round, that Dallas County deserves a DA that starts with evidence and ends with evidence, that Dallas County deserves a DA that will hold law enforcement accountable the same way they will hold everyday people accountable, that Dallas County deserves a DA's office where we don't just ask you to show up for grand jury service and to vote for us, but also that we give you a seat at the table. I'll be creating a community council, a justice council, where you get to sit and I don't want you to pat us on the back. I want you to look at our plea trends. Are we being fair across the board to everyone, regardless of what they can afford to pay for an attorney? I want you to look at our diversion programs and ask, are they really successful or do we have work to do there, right? And I believe that Dallas County deserves a DA that, thank you very much. Dallas County deserves a DA that will open the doors of the courthouse, bridge the gap between the community and the courthouse, and pick up where Mr. Watkins left off. Mr. Watkins exonerated 24 people in his 8 years, right? And that ingenuity, that courage to stand up against the system and be honest about the fact that it doesn't need to be reformed because the system is working the way it was designed to work. It needs to be rebuilt. And so I'm asking for your support because institutional memory is great, but we need someone with institutional courage to question the practices of the justice system and stand up for all people year round. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Cruzo.
Same question?
Yes.
Thank you. I don't think anybody can deny that I have courage and institutional courage, okay? We put reforms in to change Dallas County and they're still working, and we have the data to show that the approach we're taking is making Dallas not only safer by approaching violent crime more aggressively than any other county in this state, but also dealing with other communities of color, and how we have been victimized by the criminal justice system. And we're doing it with dignity, like I said, respect, and with the data that we now have the police chiefs working with us. So one of the things, talk about holding law enforcement accountable. I want to let you know, in case you don't know this, you remember 2020 and the George Floyd protests? Remember all the people who were injured? Did you know that Dallas County, under my leadership, is the only county in the state of Texas and the United States to successfully prosecute police officers for shooting and injuring peaceful protesters on the streets of the city of Dallas, okay? Nobody else in the entire country was able to do that. Now, why was I? First of all, as a prosecutor, I have well over 130 felony jury trials. I bring that to you, okay? And what that means is I have the leadership about how to try cases, how to go to court, and how to win those types of cases. And we have altered and changed police conduct in Dallas County because you only have one person standing up here with that type of experience, okay? And that's what makes the difference. What makes the difference is when I did divert court, and it became not one court, but over 300 type courts in the state of Texas, we have reduced prison population from 150,000 to 136,000. That was my promise to work on ending mass incarceration. So once again, I made the promises, I delivered on the promises, and I'm asking for your vote. Thank you.
All right. Let's go ahead and give a round of applause for them one more time. You all did excellent, excellent. We're gonna exit this way right here. Yeah, we're gonna move this chair. We don't have no insurance, so I suggest you step very kindly down. There we go. I have to read this again. Each candidate will participate in 3 time segments. 2-minute opening statement or elevator pitch. 1-minute response to one prepared position question, and 2-minute closing statement. Time limits will be strictly enforced. The timekeeper will provide a visual 1-minute warning in green. Come on, Kiki. There we go. Okay. And then a 30-second warning in yellow. Oh, white. Just kidding. White. And then a stop warning is going to be at red. All right, and it's a hard stop at that point. And then also there is a digital timer as well for you. All right? So let's go ahead and start with our 2-minute opening statement. When you see yourself, say, hey, that's me, and go ahead and start.
Is it on? Okay, good evening. Thank you for having us. I'm Judge Kim Cooks, and I'm running for the 194th Criminal District Court, and that is a felony court. A little bit about myself. I've been licensed as an attorney for 24 years, and 11 of those I've sat as a district court judge. I was the first African American to be elected to the 255th Family Court. For the past 3 years, I've been in criminal court. I have experience trying criminal cases, and I was a criminal defense attorney. When I was an attorney, I was a criminal defense attorney as well as a family attorney. I decided to run for the 194th Criminal Court because I believe that defendants need someone who will provide them with dignity, patience, who will look at justice from the time they were stopped all the way until the disposition of the case, and that victims will be heard, their voices will be heard, what they want will be heard, and that the defense attorneys will be taken into consideration. Another thing, so in Dallas County, there are 17 district courts. This is an open seat. The judge is retiring in this seat. And I am the only one who's running for this seat who has district court experience. That's important because it's at the highest state court trial level, and that's important to have for these very serious cases. I am asking for your support for the 194th Criminal District Court. Thank you for your time.
And then, Mr. Cooks.
All right, good evening, everyone. Thank you for allowing us this opportunity. Let me start with 2 things. So you notice it both says Cooks. We are not related, so I just want to put that out there. Second, as a interest, I learned that the quickest way to not be approved into a fraternity or sorority is to say that I like the colors. So you see I have on gold and purple, but I am a proud member of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. We believe in achievement in every field of human endeavor, and we also believe in to inspire interest in the public's interest, inspire service in the public's interest. And that's what I've done. Since I've graduated high school, the first thing I did was go to the United States military and serve 4 years there. I did 3 years in the Arabian Gulf. When I graduated and went to school, I first became a prosecutor, again serving our community. As a prosecutor, I realized that it was easy to just look at cases as a number instead of looking at it as a person. As a defense attorney, I then realized, hey, these people have futures. Yes, they committed a crime, maybe you caught them on a bad moment, or maybe they just made a bad decision, but they have families and they also have a future. The same year that I opened up my law firm, I also became a municipal judge. So I've been a judge for the last 10 years. So I would sit on the bench, 10:30, get off, and go represent a criminal defendant. So I've tried anything from, or handled cases, anything from murder, sexual assaults, to aggravated assaults. But my whole purpose is to make sure that I give back. And I understand that not everyone deserves to be in prison. A lot of times we're looking to reform. We're looking to prevent recidivism, prevent people from coming back. And that's my goal, and that will continue to be my goal as the judge for the 194th District Court.
All right, thank you so much. We're going to go on to the next part of answering questions. Remember, you have 1 minute for each one, all right? Let's start with Lady Cooks. How will you ensure defendants who are poor, unrepresented, or unfamiliar with the system are treated fairly?
So I will assure that they are treated fairly. So we have an excellent criminal defense bar, and in that criminal defense bar, there are excellent attorneys who are very experienced attorneys. So I will make sure that each person who cannot afford an attorney will have an attorney appointed to them who has the experience, so they will have the best representation. I'll make sure that they have, someone who knows whatever the level of felony that they're charged with, that they have that type of experience and they have an excellent track record with those type of cases. Because I want to make sure that justice is served and someone who will look at the case, again, from the beginning, when they were stopped, all the way until the disposition of the case, not someone who would just plead everyone out. I would make sure that they have that.
All right. Okay. Mr. Cooks. What are your plans to help manage the jail population?
The first thing we need to do is look at all the old cases. I've had an opportunity once where a young man was in jail for 2 extra months because I couldn't get to the court between 11 o'clock and 11:15 where the judge would make her rounds. The first thing is to show up. You elect us to do a job. So the first thing to do is to show up. So we first take care of those old cases, make sure those are handled swiftly. Second is to look at what cases can easily be pled. Is this a case that needs to drag on, that needs to go to trial? Or is this a case that we can take care of and move swiftly? And so that's how we'll take care of the jail population, by ensuring that, 1, I show up, I do the job, and 2, that we take care of the people who need to be taken care of who are in jail unnecessarily.
All right. All right. So we're going to go ahead and do our 2-minute last pitch.
That was fast. Oh, sorry. Okay. That was quicker than I thought it would be. I'm Judge Kim Cooks. Thank you again for having me here at this forum. It's an excellent forum. I'm running for the 194th Criminal District Court, and it is a felony court. I'm the only one on this stage who has had experience trying felony cases, who has sat as a district court judge, not only in family court, but as well as criminal court for the past 3 years. I'm the only one who has presided over criminal trials on this stage. And I'm asking for your support for the 194th Criminal Court. I can assure you that cases will be looked at from the time these people were stopped to make sure that they were properly stopped all the way until the disposition of case. I don't believe it's acceptable that defense attorneys rubber stamp and just plea everyone out, because everyone doesn't need to be pleaded out. And again, when you look at criminal cases, the first thing I'm going to look at is whether this person can be rehabilitated. If they cannot be rehabilitated, or if they can be rehabilitated, look at the programs. If they're young offenders, then diversion programs. Look at what they need. If they have drug problems, there'll be programs for them to go to for drug problems, for mental health problems. There are bond conditions specifically for mental health patients, so everything will be looked at. So I'm asking for your support, because you deserve someone who will look at the cases from the beginning to end, someone who has integrity, someone who has a track record of dispositions of cases, and someone who has the felony court experience. I'm asking for your vote. Judge Kim Cooks for the 194th Criminal District Court. Thank you again for your time.
All right, so as I stated, I am a municipal judge, but I definitely tried cases, several felony cases. This bench is a unique bench. It's Judge Ernest White, who is retiring, as Judge Cook stated. Unfortunately, in our criminal justice system, 60 to 70% of the defendants are Black or brown young men. Judge Ernest White, there are 3 male judges in the criminal courthouse. Judge Ernest White is the only Black male in the criminal courthouse, the only black male judge in the criminal courthouse. Once he retires, there's a void. He already has a program that allows individuals to stay out of jail. It's a program where he mentors them, teaches them different skills, shows them what accountability is. Once he leaves, there's a void. There's two different types of experience. There's great experience as a district judge on the bench for a felony. There's also experience with perspective. I came from Oak Cliff, and I look at some of my friends, and I wonder, I see the difference in our lives. And then when I look back, I think, okay, well, you never had a chance. I saw how you grew up, whether your family was in jail or lack of education or on drugs. You didn't have a chance. I was fortunate enough that my family is committed to community service. And so that's what I was brought up with. Those individuals weren't. And so it's my job to step up and be that voice and to fill that void, because that's the perspective and that's the kind of compassion and empathy that we need in felony courts. It's not just about punishment anymore. It's about making sure that we keep our young men out of jail, that we break that cycle. And that is my duty, and that is what I ask that you hold me accountable to. Thank you.
All right. I'm gonna tell the Kappas you out here wearing purple and gold.
All right, I guess I start.
Hold on. See, now, Mr. Garza.
I saw my picture.
You know what? I did say if you saw your picture, it was okay. Mr. Adventure over there. All right. Okay, now, we'll start with Mr. Garza. Go ahead. And now, if you see your picture, you can go.
All right, thank you. First of all, let me just start off by saying thank you for hosting us tonight. My name is Hector Garza. I am seeking my fourth term for the 195th Judicial District Court here in Dallas County. I want to just give you a little bit of background. I started working when I was 12 years old at Traders Village. And I bring that up only because I want you to understand that from a very young age, my parents taught me to work hard. My dad dropped out in the 7th grade. My mom had an elementary school education. I'm first generation Mexican American. So one of the things is they always taught me to work hard. I worked really hard, but eventually I started growing up and I saw how my community was being taken advantage of because they didn't speak the language and they didn't have the education. So in about 9th grade, I was like, well, I want to help my community. English was not my first language, but like Bad Bunny said, neither was it America's first language either. So it's just kind of one of those things that, what can I do to help my community? I'm going to be a lawyer. I'm going to be a criminal defense lawyer because a lot of the same social issues that are going on now were going on when I was growing up. I graduated, went to the ISD school, went to, first in my family to graduate high school, Duncanville High School, UT Arlington, and then SMU Law School. I've been on the bench for 9 years. I'm seeking re-election. SMU is going to give me the Distinguished Alumni Award in about 3 weeks, which is limited to very limited few law school graduates because of my work that I've been doing in my drug court. So with that being said, I think I still have 30 seconds. So I preside over criminal felony cases, which are really important. And my drug court is something that I don't have to do. My job ends at 4:30, like I could just end right there. But on Tuesdays, every Tuesday, I have a drug court that I preside over. I give people, first-time felony offenders, nonviolent offenders, drug treatment and counseling. Once they complete the program, they graduate successfully. I'll dismiss the cases, and they're entitled to an expunction to give them, another opportunity. So, thank you.
All right. You had me at Bad Bunny. That kind of sold me. Just kidding. All right.
Good afternoon. Thank you guys so much for hosting us. First, I would like to apologize for my appearance. I just came straight from block walking, and I wanted to be here with you guys tonight. Hi, my name is Jennifer Barry, and I'm running to be your next judge of the 282nd Judicial District Court here in Dallas County, Texas. A little bit about myself. I am currently a federal and state criminal defense attorney. I'm also a former prosecutor, and I've been practicing criminal law exclusively for over a decade now. I was born in Freetown, Sierra Leone. When I was 8 years old, my family came to the United States, and unfortunately, when I was 11, I witnessed the murder of my father. I was the only witness to that offense, and shortly after that, I was in foster care for a brief moment, and then I relocated down to Texas to be with family members. I attended the University of Houston for undergrad, go Cougs, and I attended the Louisiana Law Center, Paul M. H. Bear Law Center at Louisiana State University. I've tried dozens of cases as first chair to verdict, anywhere from criminal trespass to murder. I've handled thousands of criminal law cases, including capital murder, and I believe my personal and professional experiences makes me a very well-rounded candidate. I have a very unique perspective in the criminal law. So being a former prosecutor, a current defense attorney, getting my clients through the hardest times of their lives with dignity and respect, and also being a crime victim survivor, I believe I am prepared and ready to take on this role from day one. Again, my name is Jennifer Barry. I humbly ask for your support in voting me in as the next judge of the 282nd Judicial District Court. I will show up, I'll get the job done, and I'll be just, efficient, and fair. Thank you.
All right, good evening, ladies, and a couple gentlemen I see over there. My name is Idris Hakeem Pelu. That's Idris, like your favorite actor, Idris Elba. And Hakeem Pelu, like Hakeem the Dream, is a basketball player. I'm running for the 363rd Judicial District Court. It's a felony trial court in Dallas County. I was born here in Oak Cliff. Born and raised in Oak Cliff, had the opportunity to attend the Boys and Girls Club my entire life growing up. I went to Townview Law Magnet, where I graduated in 2006 as the valedictorian. Grew up with a lot of different, basically half of my friends ended up in jail or in some kind of trouble. So that is one thing that inspired me to go to law school. But first I went to Cornell University, where I was able to actually become a member of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, the Alpha chapter. After graduating there, I went to the University of Texas Law School, where I got my Juris Doctorate, then came back and I was a prosecutor for 12 years. And since then, I've opened up my own criminal defense firm where I exclusively focus on defending indigent defendants and hearing their stories and making sure that they get the justice that they deserve. And so when I decided to run for this court, I saw that the statistics of how many black men are in court, black and brown men are incarcerated, and I was like, I want to be a part of that change. And I got inspired, and I wanted to make sure there was some kind of representation of the people that are, prosecuted and that go through that courtroom. And I wanted to make sure that everything was fair. So because of that, I'm asking for your vote, and thank you all for having me here.
Good afternoon. My name is Cynthia Garza. Can I start? Okay. My name is Cynthia Garza. I am running for the 363rd Judicial District Court. I have over 21 years of criminal law experience. When I first graduated from law school, I practiced criminal defense. And after that, I joined the DA's office in 2008 in the appellate division. I was promoted under Craig Watkins to the Conviction Integrity Unit in 2010. And I served in the Conviction Integrity Unit until December of 2025. I was the Chief Felony Prosecutor of the Conviction Integrity Unit. Let me tell you a little bit about what the Conviction Integrity Unit does. We look at cases of actual innocence and wrongful convictions. I have been an integral part of exonerating wrongfully convicted men from Dallas County. And I have been in that unit since 2010, so there have been many, many exonerations that I have been a part of. And I will tell you that having that experience, investigating those cases, litigating those cases at the trial court level and the Court of Criminal Appeals in Texas, which is the highest criminal court, has given me the experience and has really opened my eyes to understand what qualities a good judge would have to handle these cases. And I ask for your support and your vote come next week, starting next week, to be the next judge of the 363rd Judicial District Court. This is an open bench, so that means that the judge is not seeking re-election. I hope to earn your support. Thank you.
All right, we're going to get into some questions. I'm going to start with Mr. Adventure down there, Mr. Garza. My question to you is, what are your plans to help manage the jail population?
Okay, so like I said, and I know Des Cook brought it up, there's only 3 male judges. I'm the only Latino male judge in the courthouse, so I'll bring that up. So the last 9 years, almost 10 years, I guess, at the end of December, I've been doing just that, managing the jail population. And so what I do is I look at cases on a daily basis. I look at the list. I have status conferences with the attorneys, because I'm not just one of those judges that wants to move cases along, because we get the wrong outcomes for that. I have a lot of status conferences with the attorneys, and communication is key. And these type of courts, communications is key, because you don't want someone to plead guilty just because you're saying, we need to move your case, we need to move your case. You want to say, hey, this is where we're at, what are we waiting for? Are we going to set this case for trial, or are we going to set it for a disposition? At that point, you talk to them, you communicate with the lawyers, and if the lawyer's going to be in trial somewhere else, you can't move that case that day, but you have a constant communication, and that's how you bring down the jail population. I've had one of the best, courts in terms of statistics. So, thank you.
All right. Next, Ms. Geneva. Wait till you get up. All right. How will you ensure defendants who are poor, unrepresented, or unfamiliar with the system are treated fairly?
That's a wonderful question. So defendants that are indigent can actually be appointed an attorney through the court, so that way that they're represented and that lack of access to resources is not a hindrance for them to get justice. I'm proud to say that I am an indigent attorney, meaning I represent clients that cannot have access to justice otherwise in the Northern District of Texas and in state courts, primarily in Dallas County and Rockwall counties as well. Also, to make sure that defense attorneys that are on the indigent will are, of course, treating their clients with compassion, with respect, and making sure they're showing up as well to get the job done, so that way we have clients that are not sitting in jail longer than they need to, and then we have people that we can move their cases along with the right kind of treatment and the right kind of end goal for their specific case. Thank you so much.
All right, Mr. Idris. I changed your question because you said alpha. My husband's an alpha. Nice. I love the alphas. So I changed your question.
We love y'all too.
Okay, so people may believe what they watch on Law and Order. I'm one of those people. So people may believe what they watch on Law and Order is like what happens in an actual criminal courtroom. How are you actively engaging the community to educate about the role, or how will you actively engage the community to educate about the role of criminal court judge, felony and misdemeanor?
All right, cool. By continually staying active in my community and speaking on a lot of these panels and to high schools, as I've continually done throughout my career, just giving them somebody that looks like them and can explain it to them in their language and on their levels. Just continue, I speak for the Boys and Girls Clubs all the time. I'm continuously on panels. I'm on the board for that. And so I'm making sure that I'm giving back to the youth. And a lot of times they ask the same questions that some of my clients would ask. about like their cases or about their families' cases. And so making sure that I'm a constant present and, serving in my fraternity, I'm always like in the community, making sure that we're mentoring young boys, especially trying to make sure that they don't end up in jail and continue that prison pipeline. So I'll just continue to just be active and speaking and making myself available, because we always have to make sure that people know that TV is not real. Like, it doesn't work like that.
Well, now I'm disappointed. All right. Ms. Garza. All right. What does accountability look like for a judge given judicial independence?
Accountability for the judge really is, the judge is accountable for their actions, and you have to make sure that you apply the law fairly and with an open mind. We have to make sure that we handle ourselves with decorum and that we are very professional. We have to know the law backwards and forwards, and we cannot afford to get things wrong. And the accountability is really part of that, part and parcel to all that. And we have to make sure that our communities see us. We have open courtrooms so that the community can come in and observe any of the proceedings that go on in court, so that you can ensure that things are getting done. The judge is showing up, the cases are getting moved, and everybody is treated with fairness and respect. And that's what we expect of our judiciary, and that's what I will bring to our community.
All right. We're going to go in order. Mr. Garza, you get your last 2 minutes.
Okay. So again, thank you for having me. I would ask for your support for your vote. I've been on this bench since 2016. It was a special election. Judge Tinsley retired, and the precincts the precinct chairs gathered at Fair Park, and they voted me to be the nominee back then, the Democratic nominee, and I won the election. So when I mentioned earlier that my parents taught me to work hard, that's part of my journey. I actually rose through the ranks of the DA's office. I've done criminal defense, but I worked as a prosecutor. Mr. Watkins worked my way up under Mr. Watkins. He promoted me to be one of his top prosecutors at the DA's office. I oversaw the misdemeanor division at the end of his term. So I did that, and then continued to work at the DA's office. I've tried all kinds of cases. But it just doesn't end there. It's like it's being out in the community, which I've consistently done with high schools, different areas, law schools, because they're our future. I've been practicing for over 20 years, and I want people like us. I mean, we all make up less than 5% of the population of attorneys in the state of Texas. So I want more people that look like us to come up, and I want them to feel comfortable. I have interns, in my courtroom that come observe my proceedings, and we have discussions. I want those young high school students to know that someone from the neighborhood, because I grew up in Oak Cliff, also can make it, and go to college, go to law school, so that they can come forward, and so that we can have true representation. It's a lot of work, we've seen how our country has gone backwards instead of forwards. So, we need to continue to work hard. We can't be discouraged. So again, I'm in there every day doing my best. What is best for my community? What is best for this individual that's before me? My decision, how is that going to affect him and his family? So I ask for your vote. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Again, my name is Jennifer Barry, and I am running to be your judge of the 282nd District Court. Almost a year ago, when I launched my campaign to restore the integrity, decorum, and justice to this bench, I had no idea what it would be like running. I'm happy to announce that I am still alive. I'm tired, but it's worth everything to run for something you believe in. I plan on being the judge that listens more than they speak. I plan on being the judge that hears every side, understands every side before making a decision. And I know as a judge, I'm not always going to get it right, and not everybody is going to be happy. at the very least, anyone that comes in my courtroom, if you're a defendant, a defense attorney, prosecutor, court staff, you are seen, you're heard, and you're respected regardless of how I decide on the case. So that's why I'm running. I'm running also because we need to clear up the jail population. Of course, I have a plan for that. Having been on both sides as a defense attorney and a prosecutor, I can get in there and say, hey guys, what are we doing with these low-level offenses? Give people court dates that need court dates. Give people bond hearings that need bond hearings. Set trial dates. I also plan on adopting scheduling orders because I've seen how well they've worked in other counties. So when people are indicted, they know the arraignment, they know their court settings, they know their pre-trial dates, they know the discovery dates, and they know their trial dates. So defense attorneys can also plan ahead in managing their docket. And it's very important because as a defense attorney, I know what it's like to serve my client. And also night courts, online courts, because we don't want people having to make a decision between missing court dates and getting a warrant and not going to work and not be able to put food on the table. I'm Jennifer Barry. I'm running for the 282nd, and I humbly ask for your vote. Thank you so much.
All right.
All right. Once again, my name is Idris, and I'm asking for your vote for the 363rd District Court. We could all say probably the same things up here, like how we believe in fairness, justice, and just how we want to reduce the jail population and focus on the community. I just want to bring to just one of the reasons why I stayed a prosecutor for so long is because I wanted to make sure that justice happened right the first time. Like, I was always in the courtroom every single day, either going to trial or moving cases. I've consistently had the lowest amount of cases while going to trial the most, making sure that things are done right the first time. If I saw a case that I could dismiss, I dismissed that case swiftly as soon as I could, making sure that no one stayed in jail a second longer than they had to. And so and because of that, I was able to be in trial, lead and assist in over 100 different trials, being in that courtroom every single day, getting that experience, knowing how it should run, knowing the best practices, and then basically in my off time, after work, I'm in the community doing community service, being around people, hearing what people need to say to people that look like them, but they don't get the access to. And so making sure that I'm always accessible and I'm transparent is a thing that I want to do, make sure that I keep, educating the community on the rights, what they can do, and changing the dynamic of what their trajectory in life. I want to make sure that everybody feels when they come in my courtroom that they're going to feel, fairness and justice is going to happen, but I also want them to know that the judge is going to care and is going to understand them because he's been in that position or he can relate to that position. So thank you, and I ask you for your vote.
All right.
My name is Cynthia Garza, and I'm asking for your vote for the 363rd Judicial District Court. Fairness, justice, and experience. That's what I bring to the table. With my experience as the Chief Prosecutor of the Conviction Integrity Unit, I have freed wrongfully convicted people who had the door closed on them when nobody else would listen. Nobody. But I listened. I have a track record of always keeping an open mind. I look at the case as a whole, and as a judge, I would look at the case as a whole, I would look at the person, I would look at their criminal history and all that to make a decision. When you're looking at somebody, you have to look at more than just what one party says. You have to hear both sides and keep an open mind when you are listening to the arguments of the parties. And I have that experience. I believe in fairness. I believe in justice. And I ask that you please look into this race, do your research. CynthiaGarzaforJudge.com is my website. I'm also on social media. You can find information about me there. please come out and vote. We came out in really small numbers in the Democratic Party last term, and we can't have that happen again. We need to encourage everybody to come out and vote. Tell your friends and your family, please. Thank you.
All right, that was everybody. All right, can I get you all to come down this way? For those who just came in, I forgot my soror told me to tell y'all, it looks lovely in here, right? It does, it looks very lovely. This loveliness is not for us, it's for a program tomorrow. So, that means no food or drinks, please, because we would like to be invited back. Okay. I have to once again read this so nobody can act confused. Each candidate will participate in 3 time segments: 2-minute opening statement or elevator pitch, 1-minute response to a prepared position question, 2-minute closing statement. Time limits will be strictly enforced. The timekeepers will provide a visual 1-minute warning. Come on, Kiki. Come, Kiki. Come. Kiki Palmer. There we go. There we go. Green card. A 30-minute white card.
30 seconds.
Oh, now who corrected me? Y'all know what I meant. 30-second white card. And then a red card will be a hard stop. All right? If you have any questions about the time, there's also a digital one right there. All right? So let's go ahead and get these started. When you see your picture, you can start.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. My name is Leah Rashay Polk, and I am running for Criminal District Court 1, that is a felony court. I want to thank Southwest Dallas County Alumnae for this opportunity. I have been a visiting soror. I am a member of Delta Sigma Theta. I am a member of the Texas Criminal Defense Lawyers Association and the Texas Bar College, and a member of many things. I have been a licensed attorney for 21 years. Out of that 21 years, 11 years I served in the Dallas County Public Defender's Office as an assistant public defender. I am very familiar with the indigency community, which are brown and black people majority. I've also had my own private practice, and I'm currently at a firm. Over those years, I have dealt with many types of cases. I have had misdemeanor cases. I've even done 2 mini capital murder trials. That just means that the death penalty was taken off of the cases. Currently, right now, you can visit Dunham & Jones' website and look at many of my Google reviews where my clients will tell you, because that's exactly what I'm gonna do as a judge, that I treat them like family, that I treat them like a person, not a case, and that they know that I want what's best for them. It's also a misnomer that attorneys decide if a case goes to trial. That's not true. Any criminal defense attorney knows that we have to relay offers to defendants, and defendants decide what's going to happen with their case. And many of them discuss it with their families as well. Thank you.
Justice is for everybody, whether you're rich, poor, black, Hispanic, LGBT. Justice should be for everybody that steps into the Frank Crowley Courthouse. Good evening, Saras and members of the community. My name's Elisa Patterson. Thank you, Southwest Dallas County Alumnae, for having this wonderful program tonight. Many friends and people I know in this chapter. but I'm a native of Cedar Hill. I'm Dallas County born and raised. I actually was a Cedar Hill honors graduate that took concurrent classes here at Cedar Valley, so this is a second home for me too. But I'm running because Dallas County deserves real equal justice. People that walk into the courthouse deserve fairness. Fairness means no matter who you are, you get treated right with the judge that's sitting in that court. Compassion. If you know me, I'm the real deal. I'm not just running for a title. I've been in this community doing webinars during COVID. I've spoke at career days. I mentor kids. I mentor college students that want to be lawyers. And then efficiency. Last September, we saw that the Dallas County Jail was at 7,200% capacity, and my late father, Jimmy Patterson, was the DMU director of that jail. So I know my dad's job of intake of every day of watching people in and out of that jail. So we got to get cases disposed and people out of custody that are wrongfully sitting in jail. But then we have to protect the community, families, and victims. I've been a prosecutor on all levels, from JP court, city court, county court, district, and I'm an appellate attorney as well. And I've worked on the appeals. So I'm running because it's time to make a difference. It's time for people to be treated right in Dallas County, and I ask for your vote and support.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Lakeisha Smith, and I want to thank everybody for being present today, and thank you for putting this on. First and foremost, I am running for Criminal District Court number 5. That is a felony court. The judge, Carter Thompson, is retiring, so it's important that we put the right person in place to fill those shoes. So a little bit about me. I am from Seattle, Washington. I got here as soon as I could, so please don't hold that against me, but we did win the Super Bowl, so hopefully I got a few points. But I've been serving Dallas County for a number of years. I've been licensed almost 14 years, and most all of that time has been served here in Dallas County as a public servant. I have been a prosecutor under former late DA Watkins, all the way to Crusoe, where I've handled everything from misdemeanor offenses all the way to the most violent felony offenses you can think of, including capital murder. And that's just not pleading cases. I've been in trial. I've tried cases to verdicts. I've also been a Dallas County public defender here, where I have represented the rights of citizens accused, and I've also been the legal advisor to our Dallas County Sheriff, Mary Brown. So I am the only one in my race that can actually say that I've actually touched every part of the criminal justice system in Dallas County. And I want to take all of that service to the bench with me. I think it's very important that we get someone in the office that not only understands the needs of Dallas County, but also understands the role. I just recently received the endorsement from the Black Bar Association, and that's very important, because while these people know I have a heavy hand when I need to, they also know that I will be fair, and that speaks volumes. So I understand when someone needs rehabilitation, but I also understand when someone's a threat to our community and they need to be punished. So I have experience on all sides, and I'm ready to serve you all. I hope that I can gain your vote tonight and your support. Lakeisha Smith for CDC 5. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so we're going to go into our question. My first one is going to be for Ms. Polk. How do you balance, or how will you balance, public safety with the rights of defendants?
Thank you. I think that's a great question. To answer that, imagine being woken up at the age of 15 by your parents to tell you that your cousin, who you saw 3 weeks ago walk across the stage, was murdered. That's easy for me to answer, because not only have I been a victim, I also have family. My brother's part of the prison system, the criminal justice system. So it would be easy for me to balance safety versus rehabilitation and restorative justice. I'm going to hold the prosecutor accountable. I'm going to hold the defense accountable. Everyone is going to be held to the same standard. And I think having that real life experience with the legal knowledge and applying the law in the range of punishment will be easier coming from someone who has experienced it. Thank you.
Okay. Ms. Patterson. I like that headband, girl.
Thank you.
All right. What steps can a judge take to make court proceedings more transparent and understandable to the public?
Well, I think definitely you all here who vote us elected officials in are our boss. So one, the doors of the courthouse are always open. I think with social media, I'm a proud millennial, late 30s, that we need to be out in the community on social media, letting citizens know that they can come down and watch court, docket, trials. One of the judges' court that I've served as a prosecutor in always tells our jury panels, come down and watch what you're doing down here and see where your tax dollars are going. And I plan to be like that as well. Encourage people of the community to come down and watch, families, victims. Everybody plays a part in the justice system, whether you're an attorney, either a prosecutor on the defense, a crime victim, a community member. Everybody can be accessible to the court. So I think it's being receptive, being open, being kind to the community, and know so they can know that anybody, the courts are open.
All right, and last, Ms. Smith, I have a question for you. How should a judge interpret and apply the law when they personally disagree with it?
That's a great question, and it doesn't matter what you think. It doesn't matter how you feel. It's very important that a judge understands the law and follows the law, and it's as simple as that, following the law. Don't go with feelings, follow the law, and I will do just like that when I'm elected.
All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to our last part where you all give a 2-minute exit speech. 2 minutes. All right, go ahead.
Listen, I chose to run for this court for many reasons. As a public defender, I was in the trenches, and I saw things that the public doesn't see and doesn't know and can't know because many things are confidential. So I ran to be the change that I wanted to see. I believe that everyone should be treated with respect, that everyone should have full access, that a judge should be accessible and treat everybody with dignity. Nobody should feel intimidated or bullied to come into the courtroom, not even defense attorneys. My courtroom will be open. It'll be open to everyone. I currently talk to elementary students and middle school students. As a former public defender, I also represented juveniles. And what most people don't know is that your child can be arrested at the age of 10. So we've got to start early, and that's what I do. I want this community to be safe. I have a 12-year-old daughter, and she attends public school. As my mother said, so did we, and we turned out just fine. So I want to make sure that it starts earlier, and I'll continue to do that advocacy in the community. I have participated in mock trials. I also served on the Civil Service Commission for my city that I live in, which is Duncanville. And I am a Dallas County native. I am from Oak Cliff, born in Oak Cliff, and a proud graduate of Skyline High School, okay? I did go to an HBCU, Dillard, where I pledged, but I transferred and graduated from University of Houston, and I got my law degree from South Texas College of Law, and I'm a proud member of Kirkwood Temple CME Church, born and raised CME, 5 generations of CME pastors. Thank you.
All right. Let the church say amen. All right.
It's time out for a broken criminal justice system. I like to move around because I'm a real trial lawyer. But Vote for me because I'm from this community, I'm by this community, I know Dallas County, I'm the only candidate in this race that's from this community, I know where the crime is in Oak Cliff, South Dallas, other parts of Dallas, Highland Park, Garland, Mesquite. I'm going to be a judge for all the people in Dallas County. I've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly of the system, both as a prosecutor, a defense attorney for a short time, and a family attorney. One, I have some great programs I want to do to innovate that court, to have my own youthful offender program, to be reading those PC affidavits and asking for the criminal history and making sure I'm making the right choice and decision on somebody's life, whether they get probation or get sent down the road to TDC. We need to evaluate cases for mental health and substance abuse. How many people in here have had family members and friends with substance abuse and mental health issues? A lot. And then lastly, we got to move these dockets, get cases. Day one, if your case is over a year old, it's going to be put on a trial docket to get this case moving and the parties moving. Sometimes us lawyers don't do nothing until it's set for trial. But we got to get people out of custody and get these cases moved. Also, my campaign is about fairness, compassion, and efficiency. I think we got to be out here in the community doing the right thing as judges and elected officials. We need to be a part of we need to be part of the solution, not the problem. It's another candidate in this race. She's run under a different name as a Republican. I think the community should know that. I'm the only candidate in this race that's clerk for a judicial court of appeals. And I'm on all social media. My website is Patterson for Judge. Social media, Elisa Patterson for Judge. Follow me. See the good work that I'm doing for this community, by this community. I've been doing the work. I ask for your vote. Patterson for Judge.
And to be clear, I am not that Republican. And I didn't change my name. So that's not me. Anyways, again, Lakeisha Smith. My website is Lakeisha Smith for Judge, and please go out there and learn more about me. So again, one of my platforms, well, my main platform is talking about recidivism, right? I want to reduce recidivism. That is when somebody comes back into the system. That's important to me. And I'm going to tell y'all a little bit about me. So I was a teen mom, high school dropout, and I experienced homelessness. I share that with you, not for sympathy, but to understand that a community poured into me, right? And it's my turn to give back. I understand solutions and resolutions to issues. I've done it as a prosecutor under 4 different administrations here in Dallas County, and I've done it as not only a public defender representing people, but also as a private defense attorney. I understand the issues that we see. We have 17 felony courts here in Dallas County, and I have personally practiced in every single one of those courts, either as a prosecutor or as a defense attorney. I have met with the people. I have understood the problems, and I have offered solutions. I have offered creative solutions. So not only do I understand the community issues and issues in the criminal justice system, I'm a creative person. I can come up with solutions. So I want to look at my track record, because everything that I've done in Dallas County as a prosecutor, as a public defender, and as a legal advisor, I did with integrity and accountability, and that means something. My track record speaks for itself. I always lead with accountability. I always lead with integrity, and I will continue to do that when I'm on the bench. So I do ask that you guys do your research, look me up, Lakeisha Smith for Judge, and I hope I can earn everybody's vote tonight. Have a good night. Thank you.
All right, let's give it up for these ladies one more time. Oh, I see what you did here. I like that. Yeah, we don't have insurance. We don't have insurance. All right, everybody settle in and get comfy. It's our last round for the evening. All right, and then we're gonna, all right. So, let me read what I'm supposed to again, so that way everybody is clear. Each candidate will participate in 3 time segments: 2-minute opening statement or elevator pitch, 1-minute response to a prepared position question, and 2-minute closing statement. Time limits will be strictly enforced. The timekeepers, Kiki, are you ready? Okay. The timekeepers will provide a visual 1-minute warning in green. There we go. A 30-second warning in white. All right. And then a stop warning at red. Hard stop. Okay? And then also, if you do better with the digital, there's also a digital clock provided. All right? So we're going to start with introductions. When you see your picture, feel free to stand up.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Tiffany Baker, and I'm running for judge of County Criminal Court number 1. A little bit about me. I've been practicing for 16 years, and all 16 of those years have been in criminal law. I've been a prosecutor, a defense attorney, and an associate judge for the city of Dallas. I am here because I believe that our system it can stand to deal with recidivism and be rehabilitative over punishment. And so I would like to be a judge that just because you can doesn't mean you should. And what I mean by that is that we take time, we look at cases that come in, and sometimes if we address the underlying issues that people are dealing with, then they will not come back into the system. And so again, my name is Tiffany Baker, and I'm running for judge of County Criminal Court number 1.
Good evening. I'm Judge Marilyn Mays, the presiding judge of Dallas County Criminal Court number 1. I want to thank you for entrusting that court to me. I am the presiding judge. A little bit about me: born in Dallas County, educated in Dallas and Burleson County schools. I'm an Air Force veteran, law school at the University of Texas at Austin, and I'm a member of St. Luke Community United Methodist Church, where I sing in 4 choirs. I truly believe in what I'm doing. I'm doing what I set out to do, is help people to make a difference in the lives of folk. We inherited a trouble court, and so we have been diligently working through the process. Misdemeanor courts are less than 1% of the backup with the jail population. And so we are doing our jobs in these misdemeanor courts to move the cases. We're just waiting on individuals that have felonies. And those felonies have to be taken care of so that we don't compromise individuals. And so I'm a community person. I'm a life member of the NAACP. I work the Legal Redress Committee I was the Legal Redress Committee on Saturday mornings, where people could call in from all over the state and get a consultation. So I was able to direct their paths. I started my practice with a $10,000 grant from the South Dallas Trust Fund. I opened my office on Martin Luther King. I worked on Romine for a while. And so I am a community person that's actively engaged, and I go and speak in schools. I am a part of the community. Thank you.
All right. I knew you looked familiar. I was born in the St. Luke. I like that. Okay. Next.
Good evening, everyone. So my name is Angela King. I am the judge of County Criminal Court number 6. I have been the judge there since first being elected in 2006, and I know this is nonpartisan, so just ignore me when I say I was part of that big, beautiful wave. You didn't hear that, okay? I'm a native of Dallas, Texas. I I graduated from Skyline High School. I also attended Prairie View A&M University, go PV, you know, where I received a Bachelor in Business Administration in Accounting degree. I attended law school at Indiana University up in Bloomington, Indiana. I came back home to Texas where I wanted to practice. I have a husband and an adult son. I have been a former prosecutor in both Ellis and Dallas counties. I was an assistant public defender. I was in private practice before taking the bench for approximately 6 years. This is a misdemeanor court, you guys, so this is where we handle the driving while intoxicated cases, the criminal trespass, possession of marijuana, the assaults causing family violence, and then some of the assaults that don't cause family violence. But I enjoy the work that I do. I set out to, because you guys, I used to practice in those courts back before 2006. If you know what that was like, then it was different back then, and I believe that I have, done the things that I set out to do. I'm asking for your support to continue doing those things. I believe that I'm making a change. I believe that I'm making a difference. One of the things that, and I guess maybe we'll get a chance to talk about a little bit as we go, but one of the things that I have noticed is crime is not going down. So we've got to reach deeper into our communities, into our schools, into our homes, and in our families, and start figuring out what's making people make the choices that they make. Because I don't believe that people set out to go to jail that day. Time's up.
I like that. I like that.
Hi, good evening. Thank you for your time. My name is Priscilla Villarreal. I'm running for Dallas County Criminal Court number 9. About myself, I was born and raised here in Dallas to a single mother who immigrated to the U.S. She is a housekeeper in Highland Park. I share that because I'm very proud of my mother and what she's done for me. Through her hard work and through her dedication and her passion, she allowed me, through her support, to go to Ursuline Academy here in Dallas. I went to St. Mary's University in San Antonio, graduating in honors with criminology. And then I went to get my Juris Doctorate at South Texas College of Law in Houston, where I was what's called in our law school a Langdale Scholar, meaning that I was top of my class in some of my courses and was handpicked by the professors to tutor other students. I tutored hundreds of students in tort law and in criminal law, and later became a tutor in passing the bar exam. I am a first-generation lawyer. I know what it means to work hard and to make your family proud, and I don't take that lightly, and to represent my community. My work has been dedicated to my community. I went to be a nonprofit immigration attorney during the first Trump administration to serve unrepresented juveniles, went then to be a city prosecutor working the Family Violence Division, and then I went to be a public defender and now in private practice. I'm in Frank Crowley every day. I've been in the court I hope to serve. I've been in other courts, and now I'm in every misdemeanor court every day and have expanded my knowledge of being in felony courts. I know that to be held accountable is to make myself prepared to serve you, which means to continuously challenge myself in getting knowledge, experience, and having great mentors of great judges, because we do have some great judges, and seeing what they do and what they achieve. And so I seek that and continue to hope to earn your vote. So I hope I get to give you a little more about me, you can look me up, and I hope to earn your vote and support. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Carrie Singleton, and I am running for County Criminal Court number 9. The current judge is running for a felony bench, so this is an open bench. I have been licensed for 15 years, and of those 15 years, I have exclusively practiced criminal law. I have tried everything from misdemeanor Class B up to the capital murder cases with the Capital Murder Division here at the Public Defender's Office. In those 12 years, I have been privileged to represent all walks of life. I have approximately 50 trials, either first chair or second chair to verdict. And I want to take all of my experience to the bench to make sure that I am a judge for everyone, not just one particular group of people, but for everyone. I know that we all have our own uniquenesses, whether it's socioeconomic, gender, religion, language, but I want to make sure that everyone that comes in the court is treated fairly, that they have access, that the court is running efficiently, and that they're treated with the respect and dignity that they deserve. Again, my name is Carrie Singleton, and I'm running for County Criminal Court number 9. I hope to earn your support. Thank you.
All right, so we're going to go on to our questions. We're going to start with Ms. Baker. Do you believe judges should strictly interpret statutes as written or consider broader social context?
So that's a good question. What we have to do is follow the law. However, there are ways in which you can look at a case or circumstances of a particular case and do something different. So yes, we have to follow the law, but there is wiggle room depending on what circumstances are. For example, if someone is a first-time offender, then you don't necessarily have to do punishment. There's other ways that you can handle that case outside of that. So yeah, we have to follow the law, but there is wiggle room depending on circumstances within a case that's before the court.
All right. Miss Marilyn. How do you combat the state's stereotype that Dallas County is soft on crime?
For some reason, the governor of Texas says we're soft on crime, but he wants us to move cases like people are chess pieces. Okay, he wants a certain number of cases moved, but when it's convenient for him, all of a sudden it's soft on crime. My thinking of the whole thing is that they think that because it's overwhelmingly Democrat, that Democrats are soft. But the bottom line is we stopped that just us. Now we have justice for all. Now we have services for all. Now everybody gets a good deal. Everybody gets a good lawyer. And I think that's a problem for them. And that's why they have us stereotyped that we are soft on crime. We are not. We protect the community.
All right, Ms. King. How do you ensure that defendants who cannot afford private counsel receive fair representation?
Okay, I have a proven record of making sure that the attorneys that are representing the people who can't afford to hire their own, that they know what they're doing, because I used to do that for a living. That was, after becoming a prosecutor, one of the things that I always thought about as a prosecutor is what's going to be in the best interest of justice? How can we resolve this case? Because I'm from here. How can we resolve this case in a way that doesn't ruin this person's life and that protects the victim and the rest of the community? And so being a public defender, having been one myself, having been a private defense attorney, you know what people need. You talk to them, you get to know what's going on in their lives. You look for programs, you look for alternative ways of resolving cases, and as the judge, you can tell when someone is just meeting them and pleading them out, and so you get them, to do what's right.
My question to you is, how do you work, or how will you work with prosecutors and defense attorneys while maintaining independence?
So I think that you want to create a court of respect but not fear. And I think that's really important. Even today, like I said, I'm in court every day. I fight it out with the prosecutors all the time. But I make sure that even if I'm fighting and advocating for a client or for a case or for an issue, that I never forget that I'm speaking to a colleague, and that's never forgotten. And I think at the end of the day, you have to recall that. Having been a public defender, working in private practice, I do take pride in that prior or current prosecutors feel the ability to talk to me as a mentor. I welcome that. I think as a judge, you want to develop that mentorship to understand and be transparent on expectations of your court, decorum and respect, but also being willing and prepared to give proper feedback to make them better lawyers for our community, which ultimately has to be the priority always. Thank you.
All right, Ms. Singleton. What do you see as the proper role of a criminal court judge in our justice system?
Well, a judge, first of all, should be committed to protecting the rights of those before the court, also ensuring that there is due process, and protecting the community, allowing everyone the opportunity to be heard, whether they are the defendant before the court or also the victim of the alleged crime. A judge should also make sure that everyone is treated with dignity and respect. Treating people with dignity and respect can ease a lot of tensions and fears that are associated with being in the court. And then also the role of a judge is to make sure that justice is served and administered in an efficient and effective manner. Thank you.
Okay, all right, perfect. So now we're gonna go back through and do our 2-minute
ending pitch.
Good evening, everybody. So thank you all for being here. I know it's late, and it's for us, it's been kind of a long process, a long day, long weeks. My name is Tiffany Baker. Again, I'm running for judge of County Criminal Court number 1. This is important to me because I just really believe that we need judges that understand that the people that come before the courts are people. They are not case numbers. They are not just things that you throw away. It's not something that you rush through. They're people. And the decisions that judges make have impacts on these people's lives for decades to come. And my family understands that. That's why I'm here. I want to make sure that other people's families do not have to go through what mine went through. Because you have defendants in court, you have victims, and people forget that there are families that are behind them. And when somebody comes out of prison, that family has to be there to help pick up the pieces. You got to figure out how they're getting a job. They can't get loans. They can't get housing. It's really hard. So it's important that we make sure that we are electing the right people into these positions because their decisions have impacts that have an impact on people's lives for decades. And we as a community need to remember that when we're at the ballot and we're voting. Thank you. Again, my name is Tiffany Baker and I'm running for judge of County Criminal Court number 1.
I am Marilyn Mays, presiding judge at County Criminal Court number 1, thanking you again for entrusting me with this bench. My sister was murdered when she was 5 years old, and my 14-year-old sister was raped at the same time. When I got to law school, I got called out. You're going to have to decide, if you love criminal law, then you're going to have to decide that you can be fair and impartial, and that you can look at each and every case and decide them with true grit and fairness. Once I became a criminal defense lawyer, I put that to work. Every Sunday, I'd go to the altar and pray, God, direct my path. I have been a fair and impartial judge. I am doing the work that I said I would do. I'm asking you again to entrust me with this bench. It's been a journey trying to clean up what was left for me, but I accept that challenge and we have been working on it. I am instilling hope and decency and hard work in public defenders and district attorneys. We have so many, as a misdemeanor judge, we get the baby lawyers, we get the baby DAs, and we have to train them. We have to show them that there's another way of life, that everybody didn't grow up in an ivory tower. We are busy instilling hope and building up people's skills, and so that they can represent the community and so that they can represent the citizen accused. I thank you so much for your support. Just know we're doing the work that we said we would do. Thank you.
Good evening again. I'm Judge Angela King of County Criminal Court number 6. I am asking for your support to continue the work that I started. I believe I'm making a difference. I have a proven record of being fair, of showing compassion, of always demonstrating integrity, of making common sense decisions that affect people's lives. I know that in Dallas and around this state, we've got a lot of work to do. We are not there yet. We are not there yet, but there's hope. There's hope. I believe in what we're doing. I'm proud of the work that we do. I believe in the programs that we have in our county and in our state. I am encouraged by the youth that we have coming along, because we do have some young attorneys that want to do the right thing, that want to learn. I'm there to help them learn. I'm asking for your support. Again, Judge Angela King. Oh, is that 1 minute or is that? Oh, okay. I saw you messing with the clock, but okay. So that's okay. That's what we do. That's what we do, especially in criminal court. You know what? We figure it out. We keep it going because we are not in an ivory tower, as people like to say. We're in the criminal courthouse. We're connected to the jail. There's a whole little tunnel that goes from the jail over to the courthouse, so we don't even have to bring people outside. Yes, there's our lives every single day, And I love what I do. I think I'm pretty good at it, and I'm asking for your support. I'm gonna go ahead and take my seat and give y'all a little bit of this time back. Judge Angela King.
Again, my name is Priscilla Villarreal. I'm coming to you humbly. I'm not doing this for ego. I promise you, if it was going to be for my ego, I would be doing a lot of other things than running for judge. But I'm a firm believer that if what you want to see and the representation you want to see and you demand from your community, you must be prepared to rise to the occasion yourself. So this is me rising to the occasion and trying to earn every vote and ask for consideration and allow my track record and my character to speak for itself. I've been fortunate to serve Dallas community in many ways. If it's nonprofit, city prosecutor, public defender, private practice, I still have a great relationship with those who I've built. If it was a secretary, a clerk, a janitor, a colleague, an attorney, a supervisor, I ensure that those mentors and colleagues continue to help me grow, but also held me accountable through my entire career. And I still welcome that if I'm given the opportunity to serve our community. I understand that I'm a first-time candidate. I don't have a wonderful track record to speak for myself yet. But given an opportunity, I hope that you elect me and that you give me an opportunity to serve you for 4 years and come back and be held accountable to what I've advocated for. If it's more programs, Spanish programs, diversion programs in our misdemeanor courts, help reduce the jail population, and help advocate for our communities as a whole. So once again, it's Priscilla Villarreal. I hope to speak with you and earn your vote and your time and consideration. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Carrie Singleton, running for County Criminal Court number 9. As the daughter of a retired minister, public service was instilled in me since I was young. So it's who I am, it is who I've become. I've dedicated my career to public service, and I've served as an assistant public defender for 12 years, representing everyone from all walks of life. I also am a member of the illustrious organization Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, where service is one of our top canons. So, being a servant is who I am, and I am looking to take all of my experience to the bench to make sure that everybody is treated fairly and equitably. And I say equitably because not everyone is at the same starting point. So we cannot look at a first-time offender as the same as we would look at someone who's been there 5, 6, 7 times. Also want to take the experience and make sure the court runs a little bit more efficiently. Every court that I've been assigned to at Frank Crowley, I have been known to help reduce the dockets. So I have a strong work ethic, and I'm a busy bee, and I will take that work ethic to the bench to make sure that we can help reduce the docket and make the court run more efficiently. I'm also an innovator, and I'm open to researching technologies that will help us make it more efficient, and then being creative in programs. Whether it be diversion, whether it be conditional dismissals, anything that we can help do to restore instead of make the court punitive. Misdemeanors are the lower level offenses, and if we can change the trajectory of one's life at misdemeanor courts, then they can be on a different path and hopefully not come back and be a productive member of society. Again, my name is Carrie Singleton. I am running for County Criminal Court number 9. I thank you for this opportunity. I look forward to speaking with you in the back, and I hope to earn your support. Have a good night.
All right. Can I get everyone to give all of our candidates, once again, a round of applause? They did absolutely amazing. All right. And then I need, y'all can come on down. I'm going to remind you about the insurance that we do not have. And I need everyone to remember that these candidates will be outside in the lobby. And in fact, I heard that it's a lot warmer out there as well. So please make sure that you make your way out there. And thank you all so much for being here. I'm going to hand it back over to the wonderful Southwest Dallas County alumni.
Thank you so much. Don't leave yet. It's like church. Pastor Carter say, "Don't leave till we're not done yet." We got a couple more things. I didn't introduce myself. My name is Akilah McDonald. I'm the co-chair of the Social Action Committee, and this is Soror Tyra Moore. She's also a co-chair for the Social Action Committee. On behalf of us too, and the committee, we are super excited that you guys are here tonight. It has warmed our hearts. We changed and had to pivot on some things, but the fact that you guys are taking an active step in your civic duty to listen to these candidates, I learned a whole lot tonight. I wrote down a lot of notes. Like our moderator said, you can go outside and talk to the candidates and learn more about them. As I mentioned, make a plan for voting. So I wrote all over my sample ballot, and some people I'm gonna have to do some more research on, because I feel like I didn't hear enough, and I need to know a little bit more. So that's my charge to you. What is February 17th? Early voting. The last day to apply for a mail-in ballot is February 20th. The last day of early voting is February 27th. And what is March 3rd? Election Day. Y'all are on top of it. We want to give a huge thank you to the candidates who have taken time out of their day to kind of come and talk to us. We also want to thank all of our volunteers, from those that were bringing people in, those that were doing the timekeeping, our moderator. We have something for you, not tonight, but we'll bring it to you. We will find you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for doing this for 2 days in a row. Thank you, thank you. We want to thank Paul Booker for on-the-scene photography and videography in the back. This has been live streamed, so, and if you missed something, if it's something you want to go back and listen to, it is on our Facebook page from last night and tonight. We also want to thank you all, the community, for coming out. We also want to thank Cedar Valley College for allowing us this beautiful space. Anything else? Take your phones out, please, 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 and let us know how we did. This is very important to us, and this is one thing that we're going to continue to do, so please click the QR code and give us, let us know how we did. Oh, are the Social Action Committee members in the room? If you are, wave your hands. Thank you guys. They helped in, they pitched in. We had a heavy lift to get this pulled off, and so we're peacock proud for all of it. So thank you to the committee. Thank you, thank you. All right, with that, now you are dismissed. Y'all have a good night and be safe getting home.